Thank you. Thank you for having me again here at Verse the second time. I prepared a message for you, but it just changed. So I must start afresh. So the message I prepared just disappeared. In other words, the Lord just changed my message. And now I must try and find a new message. It's an interesting thing to do, isn't it? So I prepared a message. I want to teach you my book. I'm writing a book, my third book. It's called A Passion for Positions. It deals with positional leadership, and it deals with many wrong concepts of leadership. Titles, entitlement. People understand leadership to mean position. Leadership doesn't mean position. It means influence.
Amen.
You can lead with or without a position. Also, you can have a position and still not lead.
Yeah.
Leadership is influence. And so it's important that we lay that foundation, but I'm not going to go to that. One day I'll come here and I'll have copies of the book. It's now going through editing phase. But I want to teach you something as well. It's in the New Testament. And I believe that God is going to minister. I might say teach some things that I've never taught anywhere else, because I'm getting a message as I'm standing here. In fact, I had a message and it just disappeared. So I'm getting a new message for you. Let us pray together. Father, I give you praise this evening. We thank you that you're so awesome and so wonderful. We give you praise. We open up the heavens over this meeting, that you would speak to us. Have free reign over our hearts and minds and ears. Help us not to be restricted. Help us, give us understanding of truth today, because we want to be changed by it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
So I want to also acknowledge my hosts, the family that is hosting me. Very kindly driving and being here. So also his wife and his family. Thank you guys for coming together with me. Amen. I want to talk to you about Jesus' style of leadership. Because you cannot lead on behalf of somebody whose styles of leadership or whose way of doing things you're contradicting. If there's anything in your life that contradicts the value system of Christ, then you can't be a representative of Christ. You must differentiate between coming into leadership to pursue and to advance your own function, or coming to leadership to advance the function of Jesus. And so if you come into leadership because Jesus has assigned you into that space, you need to understand his values and how he operates. He had a discussion one day with some of the disciples. They came to him and they asked him, the sons of Zebedee, John and James, came and asked Jesus. They asked him through his mother that we want to be the one that sit next to you on your kingdom, on the right and on the left. So they were quietly trying to canvass for positions with Jesus. Jesus was offended at that. He began to address a matter in Matthew 20. He began to correct a notion of leadership that prioritizes positions and not people. He then said to them that in the kingdom of God, it's not like in a world of Gentiles where they lord it over them. In the kingdom of God, the servant becomes the one who becomes greater. The one who becomes, if you desire greatness, you must be the servant of the Lord. So he changed the whole thing of leadership on its head. He shifted it from being in a place of position and being a boss into a position of simplicity and serving others. And when they had this discussion, and you read the Bible, you are talking about leadership and kingdom. Jesus, everywhere he makes parables. He says the kingdom of God is like this, kingdom of God is like this. He begins to teach things about the kingdom that are not necessarily being practiced at the time we live. Now, I want to share just two people. You just have two guys to understand. I want to demonstrate something quickly. Are the people there? Sure they are. Speak to people. Two people. I want to demonstrate something now. When Jesus is teaching, just give me a bit of distance. Now, one of the things that I don't understand about the Lord Jesus is that Jesus comes into a space, he's a rabbi. In Jewish culture, a person who has authority to teach the word is a rabbi. So he's a rabbi. So initially, he comes in as in a Jewish system. He's not integrated with the New Testament. The New Testament comes in with him. So until he goes to the cross, he's still operating under the old covenant. That's why he had to be circumcised on the 8th day. He had to come into the baptism of John, because he was still essentially operating under the old covenant. The New Testament, New Covenant was being inaugurated. He only came when the veil was torn into two, and he said it is finished. He is the one that brought in the New Covenant. So at that stage, the thing of having disciples did not start with Jesus. John the Baptist had disciples. So it was a general pattern. There was no formal schools in that time. You were educated. Paul says, I was educated at the field of Gamaliel. So you find a scholar, a rabbi, and ask him to take him in as a learner, like you would want to find a sponsor for a PhD or to find somebody to supervise your postgrad, whatever. So that's what happened in those days. So Jesus appoints 12 people upon whom he must pour out his value system and making sure that they would continue to replicate the system wherever they go. He was not starting a religion, he was starting a movement. It is people who later on in that space began to formalize and institutionalize the thing and made a religion. And when it went through history, this thing began to change and take different shapes. There began to be issues of hierarchy and positions and contestations on positions and denominations and names and all of that mess. And also something we call it paralyzation of Christianity, where Christianity began to take the form and function of pagans, where things like Easter began to introduce in terms of, and Christmas and the green tree and the gifts, and where it began to shift focus from this commission of advancing the kingdom and not gathering a people, but fetching a people. It says go, it doesn't say come. The instruction is to go and make disciples of all nations. And so now we're making it a place of gathering for those already converted. So we preach all the time to the converted, and instead of reaching out to those who are yet to hear the message of the gospel. So the kingdom of God is different. It's different, very much different. So Jesus is a king, and a king has to have a kingdom. And in the kingdom, it's only the king that matters, not the subjects. And the subjects don't make rules in the kingdom, they submit to the rules of the king. So subjects are there only to obey what the king says. They have no opinions of their own. They ask questions and the king gives answers. And they obey the instructions of the king. So it's not democracy, it's monarchy. So it's not about your opinions, it's the opinion of the king. What do you say? The question is always, Lord, what do you say? Moses said, when divorce women, wives, anyway, anytime he says, what do you say? So he gives answers to those questions. Lord teaches how to pray. So the rabbi was there to help you to answer questions about prayer, morality, paying tax, all kinds of difficult questions. You go and bring them to the rabbi. Lord, we have this situation. How should we handle this situation? Then by wisdom. And when he taught in such a way that people would say, we have never had anybody teach like this. Because he taught with authority. He did not just teach truth. He was truth. Others taught what they knew. He taught who he was.
Amen.
He was the sum total of truth. Truth was not facts. Truth was a person. So when he appeared, truth appeared. That's why he says, he would say, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So he spoke, and that's why when they asked him, when they left him, because he asked them, if you don't eat my flesh or drink my blood, you know whether you may be disciples. And they left him because they thought, we're not here for, we were like this, eating of fish and bread, but cannibalism, that's not what we're here for. And they left him, and they gone, and then he asked his disciples, are you not going also? Yes, are you not going also? And Peter answers in John 3, Peter answers and says, where shall we go from you? Because we have discovered that from you comes the words of life. And verse 64 says, but we have found out that you are the Christ, the Christus. Now it was important in that time because there was always a prophetic utterance that the Christus is coming. So it was important to locate. That's why he asked him, who do men say that I am? It was important to understand that when you have met him, have you discovered him not just to be a rabbi, but to be the Christus, the Messiah. So that's why when Peter says, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God, he says, flesh and blood has not revealed this unto you, but my Father. Because others who was walking around, they did not pick him up. So Peter says, he says, flesh and blood has not revealed, but my Father was out in heaven. So to recognize Jesus as the promised word of God, as the tabernacle of God, as the one who's brought, as Emmanuel, was a very important thing. To find him to be the Christ, the Son of the living God, was very important. So he came to inaugurate a new system. He came to bring in, to usher in a kingdom system, a complete turnaround of the way of think. That's what he came for. So in this system, now there's a system of the world and there's a system of the king. He did not come to improve upon the system of the world. He came to change it. He did not come to renovate it. He came to destroy it and build afresh. That's why he asked Nicodemus, he did not say, Nicodemus, for you to follow me, you must just do this. He says, no, you must be born again. In other words, there's something totally wrong with your first birth. There's no way of improving your situation. It is so bad. You must be born again.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
go to church or pay tithes. No. It's just totally different. You must be born again by water and spirit. Totally. A new birth. It means you are coming to a new language system, a new vocabulary system, a new family, a new DNA. That's what's being born again. Some of us are born again in the word, but not in deed. He is Savior, but not Lord. Because Lord means Adonai, means master, means ruler. That's what Lord means. Lord and Savior, not only Savior. Lordship means control over my life. So in the kingdom of God, the kingdom of the world, both are kingdoms governed by entities. This is a cosmic battle between dark and light, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. And we either submit to one or the other, but not with both at the same time. And the kingdom of this world, we talk largely, the emphasis which you have, which we speak, the emphasis in the kingdom of the world is the word career. So in the kingdom of the world, you ask the question, what is your career? What's your career? In the kingdom of God, we don't ask the question of career.
Amen.
We ask what's your calling.
Amen. Amen.
In the kingdom of this world, people live to make an income. In the kingdom of God, people live to make an impact. In the kingdom of the world, we ask you what is your skill. In God's kingdom, we ask what is your gift. It's a different system altogether. In the kingdom of the world, you need employment. In the kingdom of God, you need deployment. You are deployed. You are not employed, but deployed. You have been sent by God. You didn't apply, you didn't send a CV. You don't go to a company because it pays you more. You go to a company because you're deployed. That's a different system. Totally different. You get deployed by God to a specific location, city, company to influence that place for God's kingdom. You don't check salary scales, you check deployment. That's a totally different system. Yeah. In the world, we compete on material achievements. Which one? Who pays me better? The package, the comfort, the benefits. That's the kingdom of the world. The kingdom of the world doesn't work like that. It's a different system. You don't go because there's a promise of a seller. You go because God says go. And of course, it's very important, expecting you to produce these because like text, there are others who must. So they don't want to talk to you this thing of calling. They want you to come. Now it's time to see that because your sister and your others must come up and come to university. Don't tell me you're called by God. What's the story? We want our money back. We invested in you. We want our money back. No, this is an investment. It's just a different system. Now, when you are employed, you can be fired. When you are deployed, you cannot be fired. No one can fire you from your purpose, but they can fire you from the profession.
Amen.
From your purpose, you can be fired. Because your purpose goes with you wherever you go. Profession deals with company and what you've signed and your employment contract, all that. That purpose is who you are. Whether somebody pays you or not, that's who you are. That's purpose. And you can never be poor if you work in purpose.
Amen.
You don't depend on the country's economy. You don't depend on the politicians. You depend on God who's deployed you. It's a totally different system. You guys are different system. So we have to understand something. Now Jesus is looking not for followers. There are many fans of Jesus, but very few friends of the bride. The bridegroom is looking for friends and not fans. Those who are devoted to him, those who love him with all their heart. We don't follow Jesus because he makes life good. We follow him because he is better than life.
Amen. Amen.
Because he is better. Better than life. In other words, you come into a place where you understand that my life means nothing without Jesus. I don't say that in a religious sense, but I've come to know that you are the Christ. You are you exude, you are the very life itself. Outside of you, there is no life. I don't want to go anywhere where you are not present. Because you are my life. People who live a long time in history, you read who were involved in Reformation. Leaders, people like you, in your age group, people were reformers like Martin Luther, the general reformer, who came into a space where the Bible was only written in Latin, where the common people could not read the Bible, where the Catholic Church, the word Catholic means universal, it didn't mean denomination. It's denomination now, but then there was a structure of the church system. It controlled religion at that time. People had to pay purgatory, they had to pay for their sins to be forgiven. They had to confess sins to your Father, Father, forgive me my sins. So they pay for their salvation. The man discovered Romans 1 that by just and live by faith. It revolutionized how he thinks. He began to write 95 pieces and nail them at the door of the church to confront this heresy that people must buy their salvation. But he was a young person who studied law. In those days, people did not separate religion from their so-called career. They lived with this thing working together. In fact, for your information, universities were started as Bible schools. Universities were started by the church to teach the Bible. They were not teaching. Universities were not started by atheists or by people who were opposed to the gospel, who came and taught the things that we learn today, that evolution is not God. They were started by church people to teach the Bible and therefore other fields of study. But there was always an acknowledgement of God's existence. There was never a question of God's existence. Oxford University, one of the best universities in the world, started as a Bible school. So Christianity, some of you may hear the story that Christianity came in yesterday, came with the Europeans, came into Africa to enslave black people and all the jazz. People will just tell you, nonsense. It's just nonsense. It's just historically inaccurate. It doesn't even need science. Historically, it's totally inaccurate because if you look at history, probably that Jando's eyes. You realize Europe itself was barbaric before Christianity arrived. Europe had no health system. They didn't even bury their dead. They were cannibalists. The civilization of Europe was actually brought by Christianity. They were always civilized. Christianity came. The first nurse in the world is Florence Nightingale, a Christian. The medical field was started by a Christian. The first printing press to print a book was by Johann Gutenberg in Germany. The first book was to print the Bible, the best-selling book of all time until today. The best-selling book of all, you go to Google and check it, Guinness World Book of Records, the best-selling book of all time is the Bible. Of all time, for thousands of years. The second best-selling book is a Christian book, The Pilgrim's Progress. Second best-selling book. First best-selling book is the Bible, second best-selling book is also a Christian book. For all time. So the printing press, which your books right now, we have to acknowledge it's a Christian who invented the printing press. Because he had to distribute the Bible. Look at it this way. Today when people look at us in the world like we are just dumb. All we know is just say hallelujah, amen. We don't know anything, we can't invent anything. Yes, we have become now dumb. Yes. But it was never like that before.
Amen.
Yes, today all we know is hallelujah, amen. I'm they actually changed the world. Who fought against slavery in the world? If you ask me that Christianity supports slavery, but it doesn't make sense because the person who fought against slavery was a Christian. Wilberforce in the UK Parliament for 18 years. He was defeated at every vote, everybody defeated him. He was the only one campaigning for the same thing. There's 10 million slaves who died in the transportation of slaves from Africa to different parts of the world. 10 million people died in the process. In transit, because of the way they were kept confined in those ships without food, without water, without even toilets. But this man campaigned in the UK Parliament. UK Parliament is the first parliament to abolish slavery because of the Christians who continued. Now you may ask me a question, but why were other Christians responsible for spreading slavery? They're not Christians, people. You must understand something. Christians sometimes have taken a bad rap because of people who claim to be Christians.
Amen.
And transformed by the value system of Christ.
Amen.
I saw a platform made a few months ago with Mhlophe. Doing history of our country. Mhlophe was the former Minister of Police in the 80s. Kind of guy who sent police Caspers and into townships and jackets. I was sitting on a platform preaching with him in a men's conference in Costa. He made a statement, this man. He says, I grew up in church all my life, but I never knew the heart of God. This is the heart of God is love. people have been deceived by what they deceived them. They did not receive the truth of what it means to be a child of God. So you can't invest your whole life in that kind of anger of people who themselves were being used by a demonic system.
Amen.
You can't invest your whole life on fighting people who themselves were lost, who need to be delivered from their own confusion.
Amen.
When God has called you for something much greater than just anger and all those kind of things. And so I'm just going to the history of Christianity, the Reformation period. If you start the Reformation period and what it did, if you start the schools that were started, I mean, you look at the schools in South Africa right now, Fort University, Loveday Press, you look at the schools started by missionaries. People talk to me about the oppression of black people and white people. I'm like, let's not do a selective interpretation of history. If you want to interpret history, let's interpret history holistically. Let's not be selective about it. Because the same so-called Christian oppression that we claim that Christianity is linked to colonization, it's the same Christianity that brought many other benefits which we enjoy today. So we become selective in our interpretation of history when it suits us, especially in political circles. Because we want to fit in. We want to speak the right lingo to belong to others, yet not belong to Christ and his system. And so in Reformation history, if you start Reformation history, you learn amazing stuff of what people who belong to our faith. Before Islam, if you look at Islam today, it's very big now, or 1.5 billion people or followers of Islam. Islam gained its traction and became as big as it is because of Christians who lost sight of the goal, like today we see.
Amen.
Islam started in 1663 by Muhammad. It was a small religion that forced people to convert by force. In northern Africa, which is Islam, today was all Christian, the whole of northern Africa. What is called now Turkey, which is 99% Islam, is a biblical city called Ephesus, a town called Ephesus. It was not Islam. That's where Paul released the book of Ephesians. It was a matured church place. It speaks about the fivefold gifts of it speaks powerful truth in the book of Ephesians. But right now, that place is unrecognizable in terms of Christianity because we lost sight of what we are here for. Exactly as it's happening today. Today, we're either here, if we're Christians, we either go around searching for miracles and for prophecies and for self-serving behavior. Things that change nobody's life but our own. We're an embarrassment to God, to be honest with you. I'll tell you, the church of today is an embarrassment to God. I don't think he needs us. We're total embarrassment to heaven. All we want is to receive. Pray for receive. We're doing nothing for God. Bless me, pray for me. Anybody go. People want to be blessed. They're not blessing God. They're not giving him anything back. God expects much more from you than what we're giving him back. More than just offerings and monies, but your life, your whole life. The whole life, Paul says your life doesn't belong to yourself, it belongs to him. Because he gave, your life is not yours, it belongs to Jesus. We ransomed your life, he bought it. So, I just want to go back to the issue of Reformation history. If you look at Florence Nightingale, this young lady. Now, this young lady is a privileged person. Doesn't need to involve herself in this. But she sees people coming back from war injured. There's no system to take care of them, they're just lying there. She takes just a simple thing, just a lamp and some water, cleans their wounds, just so where medicine started. Just compassion. Just a simple compassion. No, there's no salary, there's no payment for it. Right now, nurses today, they would strike for more money. And sabotage hospitals. Yes, and destroy some hospitals and unplug attention to kill patients. Patients that sworn to protect. They'll sabotage the hospitals. What is that? No calling. No sense of responsibility. Just me, just my benefit. Me, that's me. That's to hell with that. Just me and my family. That's what it is today. It's everybody for himself right now. And God for us all. We're living in a very selfish society right now. Where people are they just want to go and get whatever they get for themselves, and then the rest is what they see. It's all consumer-oriented society, where nobody cares for nobody. How can you be a nurse? You've sworn yourself, you've taken an incredible oath, you've sworn yourself to upholding the sanctity of human life, and you sabotage life. And elderly people have come to hospital early in the morning to receive services because you think of yourself as so important, you don't care for them. All that's important for you is your 8% increase in your annual. A little bit of your increase, a little bit of your bonus. Man, it's more to you than human life. Babies being born without care. I don't care about them. I must get a bonus. I must keep my bonus, otherwise I don't care. I'm a bonus. Everybody does that. Teachers do it, everybody do it, everybody does it. But when you know, there's people that teachers because they're calling to be a teacher. They don't know call teacher because they said there was a career. They felt calling. And the teachers were respected. So they felt called. Nurses they were called to be nurses. It was a calling. It was not like, let me check, where's mine? There's nobody here. No, there's nobody here. It was an issue of compassion. And so, now the issue is this is important for you to understand. We are a backslidden church. I want to announce you as a pastor. You unfortunately are growing up in a backslidden church. Unfortunately, we're trying to make sense of this mess that we've created. This mess now is occupied by charlatans, by false prophets. Here in Johannesburg, I hear you go into the next level of. I mean, you guys are just going crazy. After you pay for anything, give me some water. You buy water here? Holy water. I don't know. What are you doing here? Who has bewitched you of this Galatians? You buy water here? You buy salt? You buy, what is this thing? Oil. You buy things. What is this thing you're drinking? What are you doing here? You buy lucky charms. I mean, you are into fortune telling here. That's what you're doing here. And you think you're followers of Christ. So the problem with you here, and I just want to say, I'm not speaking to you guys here. Okay, if it's truth, it's the word. The problem is that you don't want to pray. You don't want to pray. You want to seek the Lord. So you rather pay somebody to seek the Lord for you. I'm man of God. You saw the Lord. Yeah, it's how much is it? 500. Oh, yes. I'm in the car. I'm too busy. Man of God. And since when are you from the mountain? So wake up in. So I'm going to give you man of God. And you just talk about my things. Give me the word. I don't have time to go and seek God. I'm too busy. I'm following my careers. So I'll pay you for me to find a wife. You know they did it this year. You guys are paying me. To go and find a wife. I know you can find a wife or husband. You pay. You pay for everything here. See, man, you pay for everything. You pay somebody for anything. You just pay all the time. You don't understand what we do. Paul will short work with you. You don't understand the entourage. You don't understand the bodyguards. You don't understand the convoy. You don't understand. Paul will be like, he doesn't know what's going on. You don't understand the convoy of 7 cars bringing one speaker. Paul will not know what's going on. He will know what is this? You don't understand what it is. You won't know. Paul, what about Jesus? Will the master recognize what you're doing in his name? Will he be happy? He just made a scripture. He says, I never knew you. Go. That's an unfortunate part that at the end, when this thing is closed and culminates into the closure, he will make a distinction about two followers. He says, go behind, I never knew you. You were in this for your own benefit, not for my benefit. And so to me, it's quite a scary thing to know that one day we'll face him face to face. And he will answer for everything we've said and done in his name. And so you have this thing very hijacked. And it's easy to hijack it because you yourself are not serious, are not assuming this thing with your whole being. So therefore it's easy for you to be deceived by somebody who appears to be powerful. You can't discern the spirit. You can't discern what is true or not because you yourself are just excited to be on the surface. And just even listen and come to a place of divination and things are part of God. And be hypnotized and things are part of God. You can't because you don't even understand the difference between water spirits and the true Holy Spirit. You can't differentiate the two. It just looks the same. You can't understand when a person walking water spirits uses water. You can't tell the difference. It just looks the same. It looks powerful. Of course, anybody can look powerful with the right kind of power from somewhere. And at the end, 16, Acts 16, there's a young She spoke accurate things, but from a divination spirit and podcast spirit. She was accurate, but from an inaccurate source.
Amen.
But she was accurate. So you don't judge a prophet by what he says, by what he intends to do. Fruit, not only what he says, but what intention is leading you to Christ or to himself. When you leave the service, you never leave the service being full of the man of God, but being full of God of the man.
Amen.
You must be more aware of God than the man of God. That's what you must be excited and be intoxicated with Jesus, not with his servants. Because Jesus is more important than the people he's using. So now, let me come to this, sort of bring it to a close. You are coming to leadership. Now, yes, everything you've said has to do with leadership. Now, when I hear leadership, when you're rebuking us, now you are hammering us. But it's leadership. Effective leadership, I say now, effective leadership has to do, effective leadership is based on the condition and the state of the person who leads, not his position. It's a statement I make in the book. Effective leadership is based on the state and condition of the person who leads. His personhood, not his position. So it's more important the person and his condition than the position he occupies. It's more important. So where you are at personally, your values, your beliefs, your fears, concerns, insecurities, everything about you is more important than the position you sit on. Because what you are will determine how you lead others. You cannot lead people in places you have not been before.
Amen.
So it's important that your system, your values, you need to understand that it's important for you to grab self-leadership first. Understand that what does it mean for me to have Christ in my heart. And then I can lead others to the same Christ I receive. Like the woman at the well in John 4. The woman with so many boyfriends and husbands and all that. Jesus says, bring your husband. She says, how are your husband? I know. And then it's interesting, that story, just as a side thing. This woman says, I perceive that you're a prophet, right? Jesus doesn't answer that. Why? It's not important for you to confirm whether you're a prophet or not. So Here's what he answers. More important for him to answer. Here's what he answers. The woman said, the Messiah is coming. I tell the Messiah is coming. Then he says to her, the one you're speaking to is he. That one is prepared to confirm. It's more important than the one of being a prophet. That one is prepared to acknowledge that the one you're speaking to, it is he. You need to understand what's more important in life. Sometimes we go into situations where we will strive to win arguments and lose people. You must understand. When you come to the space where it's more important to win the person, lose the argument. Lose it. Don't win an argument at the expense of losing people. Let's lose it. Okay, that's fine. Just humble yourself, but nothing to lose. But everything to gain will win a person to Christ.
Amen.
So Jesus was not prepared to go to and fro with this woman, arguing with her that you were a son, Jew and a Samaritan. And that story is interesting because Jesus is a Jewish male. And in those days, a Jewish male person could not speak to a single woman, especially a Samaritan. So he broke a gender barrier, he broke a racial barrier, he broke a cultural barrier, a religious barrier to talk to this woman. A lot of barriers he broke. That's why his disciples were shocked when they saw him. Talking to a woman, a Jewish rabbi, talking to a woman, alone. Unheard of. He broke many barriers so that he may win her. He did that. After he won her, he won the whole village. This woman went and says, come and see a man who has told me everything about him. Then they mentioned us. After they mentioned us, they says, we not only follow him because of what you tell us. We have discovered for ourselves. You must come to a place where you discover for yourself to Jesus. It's just, hey, Pastor, I thank you for leading me to Jesus. But Pastor, I tell you, I have discovered for myself now. So you are. If you are Pastor, you bring away, you best right. I pray for you, but I am not following you on that. Because I have discovered for myself that he is the Christ, the Son of the living God. And I'm sorry for this one, Pastor, I'm not following you. People follow their pastor to the grave, to the hell. My pastor said so. Is it in the word? So when I ask this question, like I said, when I ask them, people think, I said, but no, but my pastor says, I don't care what your pastor says. All I'm asking Tell me in the Bible. What's a prophet? Tell me what's a prophet. He didn't write the Bible. It's not save you. It doesn't want to save you. This man did not die on the cross. Is it in the Bible? People have this biblical interest right now. This generation we're living in has more Bibles than any generation. But reads them far less. Are you aware with more Bibles than any generation that ever lived? But we read them far less. We've got Bibles, multiple versions, got them on our phones, on our tablets. Bibles coming out everywhere. And about reading it until on Sunday, one verse steps out of context. There's no verse like that. I've been believing for generations. And non-existent verse.
Amen.
Even lying for another day. Why do I just listen to let's talk? It's lying. The Bible is ignorant. Why would you fool a blind light? A blind leading the blind, both fall into a ditch. Why would you fool a blind person? It's not the Bible. Tell me the verse. Tell me one verse. I tell people about ancestors. But I find the ancestors and Jesus was an ancestor. Now you pray to Jesus who's dead. So it's a spectacle. What's an ancestor specific? You mentioned Paul. Where's Paul? Where's Peter? He's not dead. He's dead, right? Because Paul told him. Yeah, so he told the dead people. So he's not ancestors. I've debated the most interesting people. I like many things. I'm like, I didn't see that, but yeah, I know. It's still wrong.
Amen.
The renewal of the mind is one of the things that remove out of the mind.
Amen.
So this is just the right don't think. They don't think. So they just say, I can't explain it, but I can feel it. They don't want to explain nothing, I can feel it. Unfortunately, right here, they don't want to feel it. They want to explain. So here doesn't work the feelings. Ask the next question. Where was God before he made heaven?
Amen. Amen.
I think he made heaven. He made heaven. Heaven is his home. Before he made heaven, where was he?
And married someone. Where did he come from? Where did they come from? Amen. Amen.
And if we are leading, we understand that our intellect is not an aberration before God. Our intellectual, being rational, is not an offense to God. Asking questions is not an offense to God. God can answer all the questions.
Amen.
If you dare ask them. So God is not against being intellectual and being rational and being critical. As long as you don't quench the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
It's very important because Deuteronomy 29 says that the revealed things belong to us, but the secret things belong to God. So there'll always be mysteries, there'll always be secret things we can't explain. It doesn't change who God is. Some people think because you can't explain God, that it doesn't exist. They assume if you can't prove something, it means it doesn't exist. It's got a big jump to understanding God in that sense, in a scientific sense. I'm close to this. So you are called to lead, and leading in a space. The message I prepared was about Nehemiah, which I don't want to go through. But Nehemiah, the first thing he did when he met somebody who was coming from Jerusalem, was asking, "What is the state and condition of my brethren?" He made a compassionate inquiry concerning. He did not just come to leadership. He first searched and inquired, what condition am I being brought into? He didn't just lift up my hand and want to lead. He first wanted to do a feasibility study, do a research as to what am I getting myself involved into? What is the state of this place in Salute? And then he was told. The Bible says that then he fell down and he wept. Wept. Powerful leaders are wounded leaders. A.W. Tozer one makes a statement and says, God cannot use you greatly until he wounds you deeply. So if you want to be used by God, you understand you must be a person who is wounded. Wounded at injustice, wounded at conditions and state of people's lives. That's when you're ready for God to use you. When you're wounded. If you think you are coming to be used by God because you know information, you're not ready for God. Because remember Nehemiah was a cupbearer to the king, so he knew political protocol. So he knew that. He was already in high office, high-ranking person. Cupbearer means a person who eats the food before the king eats it. So he ate what the king ate. He ate the king's table. But still, he understood that the calling of God upon my life right now is greater than the calling I just had as a cupbearer. Therefore, he went down. He had humility to understand that this is great. So when you are an elite university, you understand exactly what's going on in this university. Other than what is obvious. Do you understand the spiritual environment that you're in right here? Do you understand what you're dealing with here? Or you just see things as they appear in your face? Have you made inquiry to God as to why people are so angry here? The fact that they seem to blame a system that it seems to be there. Yes, it's there. But what else is behind their unending expressions of anger? Is there a spiritual cause that must be confronted? That cannot be confronted with the same system that raised it up, fighting the same battle, the battle with the same thing that brought it up, which is like going endless. You can't fight something that is wrong with the same weapons that actually brought it. You can't fight hatred with hatred. You fight hatred with love.
Amen.
And please don't tell me that the system provokes you. That's why you hate people. That's not such a thing. When somebody provokes you or presses you, when you press a tube, only what is in the tube comes out. So if the system presses you, it only produces what you already wear. Yes.
Amen.
So, if you were full of hatred, you just did not know you had it until the system produced it out. So you press the tube and what's in the tube came out. So if you had hatred, the system did not give you hatred. It only provoked hatred inside of you. The best thing you can do is ask God to search your heart. And let him search you thoroughly. And remove any wicked thing that is in you, that's blaming. And you must be merciless in confronting the truth with God, with yourself. Amen. Search my heart, O Lord, and prove if there be any wicked thing in me. And prove. Do not try and rationalize what is wicked. Because God will dismiss you before his presence. His laws are strict. You rationalize all you like, but God is God. Amen.
Amen.
That's my story of leadership. If it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I'm told you guys will be firing me with questions now. Ish. Okay.
Yes, good people are still good.